Women soldiers. Yes, women can't do anything men can do, and in heels. But that's not quite what these women had in mind. Soldiers were not only men. Secretly, women fought as well. Many reasons were brought up as to why women were courageous enough to risk humiliation and death. A few of these reasons were patriotism, taking their husband's place if they passed away or were ill, or fighting because they either believed in slavery or not. In the Confederate Army alone, there were over 250 women fighting and working undercover. Some worked as regimental nurses, mail carriers, or soldiers fighting in the war, but there are many other jobs they did too. Even though there were many chances of them being caught, still women served for years and sometimes even the whole war. A woman named Sarah Emma Edmonds enlisted in the Union Army on May 25, 1861, when she was 19 years old. She had to pretend she was a man in order to be in the army, so she called herself Franklin Thompson. Edmonds served in the war for about 2 years before she left. She was not caught as a female, but she decided to leave because she caught malaria and didn't want men finding out she was a woman so they could report her. Years later, in 1886, after the war, she was paid for her services by the government, and 12 years later she passed away. There were instances where women had been working in the war for as short as a few weeks or days and were caught and discharged immediately. A woman enlisted as John Williams in the Army on October 3, 1861. She lasted 2 weeks before she was proved to be a woman and was discharged immediately. Not all women involved in the war were discharged or kicked out of the Army immediately. In fact, some of them stuck around for a few days or weeks after they were supposed to be kicked out. But this did happen very few times. If you're undercover as a man, obviously you have to look like one. All the women had to dress as men, as well as cut their hair and much more in order for their appearance to look manly and stay in the army. Even though all the other soldiers and generals knew that there were women pretending to be men in the army, they denied all accusations of any women whatsoever dressed in the army as men. Women soldiers had a huge impact on war today, and many died, and still die today, for the sake of the United States of America. Not only did women add soldiers to the army, but added their logic and sneaky abilities. But whether or not we're male or female, black or white, tall or short, we're all equal, and we all want the same general things. We want everyone to be able to live in peace and happiness in the United States.